they have an article, and it was like, I'm a corporate communications manager who's been dating for almost a decade, and she shares her hard-earned wisdom from going on more than 100 dates. And they did this, and there was another one that was like, I'm dating men in San Francisco or whatever, right? And it had this whole thing, and I've gone on all these dates, and it was like, and then when the guy does it, they go, why passport bros are being called out for sex tourism. And it was just like their article about going on 100 dates, and it was like, their whole thing was like convincing girls where... And I just think it's funny because her whole thing was when you start dating, you get good at it like anything else. And then you realize that I'm not looking for what they want. I'm trying to impress them. I'm trying to find the perfect thing for me, right? Yeah. And it all relinquishes, or it all like realizes on this one idea that there is like a perfect person for you that doesn't exist.
Also,
you know what
she says getting good at it, and you're like, but you've been doing it for 10 years. Like, what's the goal here?
What exactly is the goal?
Like, you're a chick. You're not some dude who's just like fucking.
And she's kind of hot too.
Yeah, you're like, it kind of made like not that much sense. And like, not that it didn't make sense. It's just like some lack of awareness where you're like, you're not good at it because you're
terrible at it.
You're dating for 10 years. Like, you seem like a nightmare.
You're stupid at the thing. You're bad at dating.
Yeah,
and it just exactly. But it's so funny to just be like, imagine anything else, like after 10 years of dating as a chick, to be trying to sell other girls on the idea that...
Also, 100 dates in 10 years? You've gone on 10 dates a year?
I'm going on more than 100 dates, so that could be 20,000.
Oh.
It could be 101?
Okay. I was going to say. I was like, because that's not...
We don't know. I mean, if it's more than 500, why doesn't she say more than 500? So we can probably safely assume it's 130.
Yeah, it's more than 100, less than 200. Not that many.
It's not that many.
I mean, there's some chicks in New York who are doing TikToks where they're like, I go on 4 dates a night.
For what?
They're literally going from date to date to date.
Now, these people are out of their mind, but it's just this so insane way to live your life where you're just like, okay, the idea that the way that she talks about it, where she goes, there's a perfect person, and like, you might find that perfect person. She goes, not every person you date is going to be the one. What if the perfect person was 5 dates from now, and you have to keep going until you find them? You go, any person that's dated a lot by 35, you've dated a couple of the same person. You know what I mean?
Also, that's just like no way to live your life.
And it's all trade-offs. It's no way to live your life, but really it's all trade-offs.
Of course. There's no such thing as a perfect person, and you're like, you can always find problems with a person, anybody you're with.
If someone's hot, that comes at the hotter someone is, the more that comes at the expense, right?
Yeah, everything. Yeah.
The amount of okay, here's a perfect one. The amount that a girl's like caring for you also is the inverse with like how naggy and annoying she is. You know what I mean?
Correct.
So it's like a lot of times you're like, oh, this person like kind of leaves me alone. It's like, yeah, and then I probably the negative of that is you're like, does this person even give a shit? Like it's know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the colder a girl is, the less she's gonna be annoying.
No, this chick's just going to wake up 45 years old and being like, oh, I guess I'm a cat lady.
I'm a cat lady.
Or I'm like,
Whereas a dude gets to wake up at 45 years old and be like, hey, I guess I'm Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yeah, let's try family number 3.